Have you ever felt like your English sounds, a little bit stiff, like it's straight out of a textbook? Well, the secret to sounding way more natural might just be hiding in plain sight. We're talking about phrasal verbs. So let's dive in and unlock this key part of everyday English together.
So, what is it about these little phrases that can be so tricky? I mean, if you've ever felt completely lost trying to understand them, trust me, you are not alone. It honestly feels like they break all the grammar rules you've worked so hard to learn.
Just take a look at this. You have one simple word, like turn, but then you add on, and suddenly you're starting a TV. Add up, and the music gets louder. Add down, and it gets quieter. It's kind of wild how each tiny little word creates a totally new action.
But here's the really good news. It's not about memorizing thousands of random phrases. Not at all. Once you get the basic idea, you can really start to unlock the code. Just think of them as these essential building blocks for fluent, natural-sounding English.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, a phrasal verb is just a regular verb that teams up with a small word, a particle. Words like on, in, or out. And the magic happens when they combine, because they create a completely new meaning. It's basically like a power-up for the original verb.
All right, let's jump into some of the most common ones, the phrasal verbs you're actually going to hear and use every single day. Seriously, this is where you'll get the biggest bang for your buck.
Okay, first up, we've got get up. It's simple, it's direct, and everyone uses it. It doesn't just mean to stand up from a chair. It really refers to that specific moment you leave your bed and start your day.
And this is the perfect example. You'd never say something formal like, I elevate from my bed at 7 a.m., would you? Of course not. You just say, I get up. See? It just sounds so much more natural.
Next, we have turn on. This is your go-to phrase for pretty much any electronic device out there, from your TV and your computer to the lights in your room.
Here's a perfect everyday request. You're not asking someone to activate the illumination, right? You're just asking them to turn on the light. It's simple, it's direct, and it's exactly what a native speaker would say.
Feeling pretty good about those two? Awesome. Now let's build on that and take a look at how we use these kinds of verbs when we're talking about our relationships with other people. English is just packed with phrasal verbs that help us describe our social lives. Nailing these will make your conversations flow so much more smoothly. Okay, here's a fantastic one. Get along. This phrase just perfectly captures the idea of having a nice, friendly, positive relationship with someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a coworker.
This is such a classic example from a work setting. It means more than just, being professional. It suggests there's a genuinely good vibe and a positive connection between them.
And how about catch up? Oh, this is one you will hear all the time. It's what you do when you meet someone you haven't seen in a while and you just want to share all the news and find out what you've missed.
This might just be one of the most common invitations in English. It's such a warm and friendly way to say, hey, let's get together and share what's been going on in our lives.
All right, for our final section, let's look at some really powerful phrasal verbs for talking about challenges and how we solve problems. These are some good ones.
Carry on. This one is all about persistence. It means you keep going, even when things get tough. There's a real sense of strength and encouragement in this phrase. You don't give up, you just carry on.
And this example captures that spirit perfectly, doesn't it? The team faced a really difficult situation, but they made a conscious choice to keep going. That is the heart of what carry on really means.
Now let's talk about figure out. This one describes that mental process of solving a problem or finally understanding something that was confusing. It's that amazing aha moment when the answer just clicks into place. Oh man, we've all been there, right? Staring at some super confusing instructions? Figure out is the absolute perfect phrase to describe that need to just pause, think, and work your way toward a solution.
Okay, so we've gone through a handful of these essential phrasal verbs. But the big question is, how do you actually start using them so they become a natural part of your vocabulary? Let's talk strategy.
It really comes down to a simple three-step process. First, just start noticing them when you're reading or listening to English. Second, when you spot one, note the situation it's in and what it seems to mean. And finally, the most important part, try to use one new phrasal verb each day. It's all about small, consistent practice.
And this right here is probably the most important tip I can give you. Please, whatever you do, don't just memorize long lists of verbs. It's just not going to work. The real learning, the real magic,
happens when you see and hear them used in real life. Context is absolutely everything. And that's our look at phrasal verbs. So now I've got a question for you. Which new phrasal verb are you going to try out today? Pick one, give it a shot, and you'll be one step closer to making your English sound that much more natural. Happy practicing!